Episode 351, Reductionism versus Systems Reality. Why breaking things apart stops working. Reductionism built modern science. It gave us chemistry, engineering, medicine, and computation. But the same method is now failing to explain reality itself. Not because it's wrong, but because it's incomplete. What reductionism assumes? Reductionism assumes if you break a system into parts, the behavior of the whole can be reconstructed. This works for mechanical systems, linear cause-effect chains, isolated interactions. It fails for systems that are contextual, adaptive, and field-based. Where reductionism breaks, in complex systems, the whole constrains the parts. Behavior depends on state. Outcomes depend on coherence, not components. You can fully understand every part and still not understand the system. And that's not philosophical, it's computational. The key failure point. Reductionism removes context, but context is the system. When you isolate variables, coherence collapses, execution order disappears, observer influence is erased. What remains is not reality, it's a stripped down snapshot. Why systems reality is different? Systems reality works top down and bottom up simultaneously. Constraints come from global coherence, boundary conditions, execution rules, field state. Parts do not determine the system. The system determines how parts are allowed to behave. Why this matters in physics? This is why physics encounters non-locality, observer effects, contextual measurements, irreducible uncertainty. These are not anomalies. They are signatures of a systems level reality. The observer problem revisited. In reductionism, the observer is external. In systems reality, the observer is a node. You cannot remove the observer without altering the system. That is not bias, that is architecture. Why breaking things further won't help? At some point, finer resolution adds noise instead of clarity. You don't understand a network by cutting its cables one by one. You understand it by mapping signal flow. Key insight. Reductionism explains components. Systems reality explains behavior. You need both. But without systems logic, reality will always appear fragmented. Practical clarity. This is why equations work but interpretations fail. Predictions succeed but explanations collapse. Technology advances while understanding lags. The model is incomplete. Reductionism took us far, but reality is not built from pieces alone. It is executed as a system. Next, we will examine the language problem in physics. Why equations succeed where explanations break down. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and follow for more aligned content. And if you're new, I would suggest please start with episode 0, the source field. Everything builds progressively from there, step by step. And also, please do not forget to download free books, free PDFs, and free FMPs from the link in my bio. Thank you.